out this big disaster area and then put the clip on the end. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to clip 2. Here it is. My dad knew organ harvesters in Dallas, and he said, don't sign your organ donor card. They've got corrupt hospitals where if you're totally viable, they take your organs.
Oh, Jesus
And
Christ.
then I said, Dad, you're crazy, but I didn't sign the organ donor card. And then my dad owned a hospital too in Dallas. Then when I was a decade later at my grandparents' house before my grandpa died, watching 60 Minutes, and it was Dallas, Texas, and Chicago caught killing people that were viable to take their organs tonight. The 60 Minutes expose. And it was the freaking hospital my dad told me about. So the baby's worth $500,000.
Who's paying that?
In the chain of delivery, just on time delivery. I mean, each organ's worth a lot of money. And so, but if you kill them right on the spot, they're like, why are we wasting this 7 pounds of meat? So see, if they can keep them alive, and now they've built these new wings. They've built new wings. No, I can pull up. They have wings where they go, oh, we consider the baby dead. The mother decided it didn't live. If she decides we resuscitate and it lives, but it didn't resuscitate, it's flesh, it's a legalese. It's passed into a special ward with doctors that make a few million a year, and the little flesh ball is kept alive and comfortable until all the orders come in, the planes land, and they take the organs, then they take the blood, and they take the skin, Joe. You see how it works? Now
Dude,
you know
you're freaking
why.
me out with this voice.
No, but see, it's a Southern loving voice.
If a mother is in labor, I can tell you exactly what would happen. The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
See, that's why I know about this. My dad never got fully into it. He decided to get out of it. And he decided to get out of it. He decided.
You're legitimately freaking me the out.
Nationwide, hospitals have been caught killing people for their organs, because I happen to know there are hospitals where they kill people and take your organs. Some of the most wicked bandits out there, folks, are in the medical care. In just a few minutes, you can go use any major search engine and search the terms hospital caught stealing organs, or hospital caught stealing liver or kidneys, or hospital caught stealing corneas. Where I live, Austin, Texas, they've been caught repeatedly at city-run hospitals stealing people's corneas. They do not ask, they do not care if you are an organ donor or not. They're already stealing them. We tell people 16, 17 years ago this was going on, and they said, there's no way, you're crazy. Just like when my dad, who's a physician, told me when I went to get my driver's license, he said, don't sign the organ donor card. And I said, why? And he goes, the word is from surgeons I know at some hospitals, they won't save you because they can get a couple $100,000. That was back in, the early 90s. I remember growing up in Dallas, and my dad works in the medical field, not just as a dentist and oral surgeon, but he at one time owned a hospital in Mesquite, Texas, with one other partner. She's pretty successful. And he told me that he was told that other hospitals were killing people and harvesting their organs. So I shouldn't sign my organ donor card.
A shocking case out of Richmond. A man was declared brain dead and was prepared to donate his organs, though hard to believe he was, in fact, alive.
36-year-old TJ Hoover had his life changed forever. On October 25th, 2021, he was admitted to Baptist Health Richmond's emergency room. He was experiencing cardiac arrest and was deemed code blue.
We were told TJ had no reflexes, no responses, no brain waves, no brain activity. His eyes started opening, and not just opening, he was tracking around looking to see, what was going on. We were told that was just reflexes, just a normal instinct. He's not there.
But that wasn't the case. In fact, he wasn't dead. He was very much alive.
I feel like they were trying to choose my brother. They were going to sacrifice my brother's life to save how many ever other people.
Doctors signed off for organ retrieval, but the patient wasn't fully dead.
When TJ woke up, why was he then sedated and paralyzed instead of taken back to the ICU immediately to have a repeat neuro exam? Why was TJ's life not honored and he treated like a patient.
The more that comes out, it's still shocking for me, and I'm living it. You know, so it's everyone else's story, it's our reality. And it's shocking to hear some of what he went through.
Health and Human Services is planning to reform the U.S. organ donation system after a federal investigation found some donor organizations encouraged doctors to harvest organs far too early.
But what happened in these cases fractured the doctor-patient relationship and saw patients subjected to pain and suffering that should never have occurred.
Under RFK Jr., the Department of Health and Human Services released this report showing that U.S. hospitals have been harvesting organs from patients who weren't dead. Organ harvesting, another conspiracy theory proven true.
The public trust in the donation system is eroded after reports that dozens of supposedly dead donors actually showed signs of life.
There were clearly some things that happened that I think could constitute euthanasia. I mean, if the patient's dying, but they take the patient's organs before they die, that's euthanasia.
Well, there you go. See, too evil to believe. And folks, it's a lot worse than that. My dad told me that hospitals in Dallas, just like the movie Coma, made in the 70s, he said, that's not a movie, that's a documentary. He said, especially poor people and their families, they tell them, oh, they're in a coma ward. And then they go take them and just keep them alive until they can get higher bidders for it. And then Governor Northam later admitted that. And he's a organ harvesting doctor. And so, and during COVID, they would lock down whole areas and then kill people and steal their organs. Remember, you couldn't go see your family or whatever. That's so they could kill them. They had a $53,000 bonus to intubate them. And it was the same program worldwide. And they